And I want to know, I want to create like a video heart diary, so to speak, where it's, what is my experience of you, Prema, and what is your experience of me? Like, what did you feel when you were, doing X, Y, and Z with me? Even if it's been 5 years, even if it's been 10 years, I want to have that. I want to like receive that gift from you, like almost like you're writing a note to me. This is my experience of you, Jan. And I want to do it with you. And because what comes out of that is so authentic and heart-centered that it can't help but draw like spirited people in. And, that's one thing that I thought of in wanting to have this call. And then shortly after that, over a period of about 10 days, I discovered that 3 or 4 people and an animal that I used to take care of all died. And I never, like, it came out of the blue. We always say that, out of the blue, but it came for me almost in conjunction with me deciding to do these Zoom calls to connect. And I think it definitely happened for me to take the intention of these Zoom calls to a deeper level. It's not just about what's our experience of me and how did you enjoy working with me or whatever, but it's also, wow, I don't want to turn around in 5 years and find out that someone that I was in the chamber with passed away and I didn't remain connected with them. I don't want that I don't want to be so out, isolated that all it takes is a 15-minute Zoom call once in a while to connect with people. So it got me emotionally, so that happened. And then the third thing that contributed to this is remembering when Jeff died, and he had a YouTube channel with 85 videos on it. And after he died, I could go back and watch all of those. And it was different than looking at photographs of him. It was a live Jeff talking with all of his energy and his heart and his passion and his funniness and his sarcasm and his whatever. Like, the essence of Jeff is on the screen. I could play it over and over again if I wanted to. And that's something he left. It's like a little legacy. And I thought, I don't want to wait till I pass. And not have left anything for Austin to see, or even me to see while I'm still alive. I want to feel the appreciation. I want to connect. And so that's why I'm doing this, all of that reason.
Beautiful. So ask me a question.
So what is your experience of me? Maybe, I don't know, whatever comes up for you. Whatever comes out of your mouth first. What do you feel of me?
Jen, the first impression with you and the memory of you has always been and still is of how positive you are. If I think of Jen, I just think she's just a very positive, independent, thinking, loving person. There is no negativity in my mind about you. It's just all very positive. Another thing that I admire about you is how you don't take things personally. You just brush it off. People can say things about you, to you. Things can go, to the wayside. Disappointing things can happen, and you just brush it off. You don't take it personally. You just, it's okay. Just keep on moving. You don't get sucked into the drama. And I don't know a lot of people who can do that. People just make it all about themselves. Everybody take things so personally, and you just have a way of, okay, that's all right. Move on to something else. And I appreciate how you are keeping in touch. You were mentioning earlier about, being a hermit and being independent and being isolated, and I have been out of that. I used to be someone who, let's get together and very social and need to be around people. And since COVID, I become more of a hermit and enjoy that time. So the last 3-4 years, I haven't really been making effort to, hey, let's get together, let's do coffee. I stopped networking. I went more internal.
Yes.
And went into more solitude.
Yeah.
And so, you are the one that's reaching out. Let's connect. Let's, catch up. And I appreciate that. And I also appreciate how, since I know you, you've always been independent. You've always been able to survive financially, even when things were tough. And you went through those processes with time, with smiles and cheerfulness. And you just go through life cheerfully, no matter what you're going through. Even when I found out Jeff passed away, and you were not like in a down, depressive state, which I thought, my God, so son, that must be just the most devastating thing. And you were able to put things in perspective and share the experience from a cheerful, energy, and you were not down, you were able to just, from my perspective and all the interactions I have with you, just keeping that cheerfulness and that positiveness going.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that's part of, it's two reasons. One, it's part of my nature. I can always remember being a little girl, even at 4 years old, sitting up on the top of a tree in the branch with a little brown bag of Cheerios, just sitting there eating Cheerios and watching people walk by and saying hi. And my mom said when I was 2 years old in the stroller and she would push me down the street, everybody would stop to say, "Oh my gosh, what a beautiful child." And then I would say hi and I would wave to everybody. She said it was almost a little scary because she was worried that I would be too friendly, that I would attract a bad guy. So that's partly innate. And I think the other part, you just nailed it, is just being able to change the lens and the perspective. So it's not so tiny. So I'm not constantly looking at that one thing that may feel so horrible or hard. I'm zooming out and looking at, oh, I get it. I'm seeing the other pieces that are over here that I couldn't see if I just was down here. And always since I was young, I remember just feeling like there's a reason for everything. And then as I got older, that changed into there's meaning in everything. And then as I've gotten even older, the heart. The heart is the center, the activated heart that has been activated fully a few times since right before Jeff passed. That is the superpower. It's the thing that woo. One second.
Take your time, Jen.
It's the most precious and powerful and true and magical energy that exists. And we all have it. Yet it was the energy that well, of course, it makes sense because it is so powerful and magical and it's vulnerable. So when you're in positions where, you come into life in fight or flight, and then one thing after another happens, you guard yourself. And so little by little as a child, through all the different experiences, I slowly put, that armor up, light, and then heavier, and then heavier, and then heavier. Yeah. But unlocking that and opening that and letting that armor down is such an empowering action. I think it's probably the greatest, most miraculous, powerful, strong actions a person can take, is to recognize where they have, well, sorry, I didn't expect this.
Mm-hmm. I often make people cry, so.
Yeah, I feel it in you. Is where they have put, walls up. Let me get a Kleenex. 1 second. Whew. So recognizing where they hold anger towards someone, where they hold resentment, where they hold fear, where they hold anxiety, where they hold doubt, where they hold, unworthiness, insecurity, all of that is the heart has slowly been veiled over, and that's our task. I think that's our greatest task as humans is to go there and undo that gently,
open that up,
lovingly, willingly, vulnerably. Yeah. And that's like you talked about with the work that you do and the heart and the divine love, that's the key component in what I do. And